the king. What you doing? I saw someone yesterday or this week. They were doing psychiatry, right? And they were saying if Paul and Yeshua, someone, no, not them, but someone else said if Paul and Yeshua was here, they would be going to having a psychiatrist for the stuff they went to. And I'm like, that sounds good from the outside, but you just said Yeshua's gonna have to come to you for help, bro. You talking crazy. You are talking crazy. Yeshua would not be getting psychiatry. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm saying Yeshua didn't need psychiatry. You want God to come to you. Good luck with that.
Just I don't recognize him. A lot of, especially a lot of the churches, because you know, we all want to get these really users, and when you get confronted with, well, it's like in the high heat season, okay? When he's burning all the stuff off of you.
That's the season we're in.
He's getting all the junk that he's carrying off of you. Nobody wants to see him that way.
Yeah.
Why would he do that to you?
I think about it when I'm meeting, you know, you can't help it. God Almighty, what he can do for you is amazing, right? Change your life, do all this other stuff, help you with basketball, right? Help you with teaching, help you with preaching, now, all these things that he can help you with. And some people never graduate beyond what he can do for them. It's all about them still. They meet the God of the universe, and it's all about what he can do for them. I'm like, kid, you grow up a little bit, right? Have you ever asked him what he wants you to do for him? You know, you're supposed to give your life to him. He's your Lord, not the other way around. Because when it's all about what he can do for you, you're actually asking him to submit to you and what you want. You're actually trying to make Yeshua, you're supposed to be, you're actually trying to be his Lord. Sometimes that happens in the kingdom. People say they're believers, but they're literally, all they do is they pray and ask God to bless whatever they're doing, not asking whether they're even supposed to be doing it. Like, are you supposed to be doing this? Right? Like, you got to get direction from the Father on what you're supposed to do. Then you can endure through all that crap, right? Because he's giving you a word to go through it. But it's important that we know what he wants in every moment. I had to ask. I woke up this morning at 6, right before my alarm, because on Shabbat, I did not want to go downtown. That's why people haven't seen me on Shabbat. This is Shabbat, I'm in bed, you know? And 6 o'clock, and I prayed when I woke up. As soon as I woke up, and then my alarm started going off, I clicked the alarm, and I laid back down because I'm tired. And all I heard was, get up and go see your friends. That's what I heard. Now, I was thinking, I'm tired. This pillow feels awfully good. That's what I was thinking. But I heard, get up and see your friends. Now, after I got that word, I had to get up. And I went and spent time with them, right? If I would have been thinking about what I wanted, I'd be like, Lord, bless this pillow. But that's not what he wanted.
Good dreams.
Yes, give me a good dream. Prepare me to minister today, Father. Wouldn't have been all religious. Prepare me. Oh, I need a word from you today, Father. I'm asking him for a word, but I won't get up and go do what he told me to go do. Really work like that. Try that at your job. All right. I need you to come into work today. You keep saying no. How's that gonna turn out? You ain't gonna have no job. All right. That means some places you do that one time, you want a job. All right. So I just want to encourage everyone. Get direction from him and see what he's trying to teach you in the moment. And Elijah's probably heard me say this, being dad. Sometimes he thinks I'm probably trying to tell him what to do. And I'm like, not trying to tell him what to do, actually. I'm trying to get him to listen to him. And I can hear him talking to him like, you're not listening to him right now. So I read the record. What is he telling you? What is he trying to show you? Right? If it's about listening to me, his life would have been really different. Because he wouldn't have done half the stuff he probably did because I wouldn't have let him. Right? But people have to learn and grow. My mom was not a control freak with me. And I'm thankful for that. I found him on my own. Now I know her prayers and her influence had an impact on all that stuff. But she didn't shove Yeshua down my throat. Thank you. She probably thought about it a couple times because she knows I needed it. When I came home, I was about to graduate high school, and I came and told her that I was going to get a tattoo on the side of my head. She might have got a little preachy right then. And I'm thankful because now I'd be like, I can't believe I got a tattoo on the side of my head. Right. I was going to shave. My head was shaved, and I was just going to tat it up. Elijah's like, I cannot see you like that. I was a little crazier then. That part of Yeshua had not risen up in me. And I'm thankful he kept me. All right. The supreme climb. Genesis 22:2. Someone want to look up Psalm 18, 22 through 26, and someone look up Luke 22:33. You can go through them all.
Psalm 18, 22.
Through 26. And I'm going to read Genesis 22:2 while you're looking. Take now your son and offer him as a burnt offering in one of the mountains of which I shall tell you. Elijah, you remember when I preached this one time at the school? And I had a chain around your neck with a knife in my hand? Yeah. I was using it as an example. I did. I had a chain around his neck in front of everyone. I had a big, remember that big butcher knife? Things like it's a big hunter knife, like David Bowie knife. I was over there, like he was like, ah. He didn't even blink. He knew I wouldn't do something like that, right? Or did you? You knew I wasn't. It was show, right? All right, I'm making sure. That's just illustration, right? Who's got Psalm 18, 22 through 26? Go ahead.
For all his right rulings are before me, and I did not turn from his laws. And I am perfect before him, and I guard myself from my crookedness. And Yahweh repays me according to my righteousness, according to the quickness of my hand before his eyes. With the lovingly committed you, show yourself lovingly committed. With the perfect one, you show yourself perfect. With the clean, you show yourself clean. And with the crooked, you show yourself twisted.
According to his righteousness, right? So after what we just talked about before, I would say, Elijah, you're just too easy because you're here. Yeah. If Elijah decided to put basketball in front of the Most High, that would make it an idol. And then the word he spoke over him, what he's supposed to do in basketball, wouldn't come to pass. Because now he's worshiping the creation instead of the creator. All right, so this is what this is about a lot. Luke 22:33.
He said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee both into prison and to death.
Whew. Big words there. That was Peter. Didn't turn out that way, did it? He said that and then betrayed him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did fulfill those words. A person's character determines how he interprets Elohim's will. This is crazy. This is what I was talking to Elijah about. Your character, right? I did not know this was in today, just so you know. A person's character determines how he interprets Elohim's will. Abraham interpreted Elohim's command to mean that he had to kill his son. And he could only leave this traditional belief behind through the pain of a tremendous ordeal. Elohim could purify his faith in no other way. If we obey what Elohim says according to our sincere belief, Elohim will break us from those traditional beliefs. He'll help us. Those that misrepresent him, right? There are many such beliefs which must be removed. If the devil can hinder us from taking the supreme climb and getting rid of our wrong traditional beliefs from Elohim, he will do so. But if we will stay true to Elohim, Elohim will take us through an ordeal that will serve to bring us and to a better knowledge of himself. The great lesson to be learned from Abraham's faith in Elohim is that he was prepared to do anything for Elohim. That's where it starts, even something crazy. He was there to obey Elohim, no matter what contrary belief of his might be violated by his obedience. Abraham was not devoted to his own convictions, or else he would have slain Isaac and said the voice of the angel was actually the voice of the devil. I know a preacher one time, whatever you hear first is the voice of the Lord. I even used to teach it with him, right? But if that's the case, the voice of the Lord would have been to kill his son, and the other voice would have been the devil. That's how it would have been interpreted, even from my previous leader. Right? But that shows you're only following your own convictions. God changes on you sometimes, just to see if you're listening. Right? How many times has I've been going somewhere to do something? He said, "Oh, good enough. Let's go this way." And I'm like, I thought, okay. It happens. So plans change sometimes for other reasons. Sometimes it's because of other people. Sometimes it's because of you. When I joined Team Jesus, I was basically the salesman in the store. And they left town to go on a mission job down to New Orleans. And they were going to leave me in charge of everything because they knew I'd sell stuff. I asked to go with them, and we shut down the store. I pressed into something and it changed where I was at. I went from, I ended up in full-time ministry after that. Right? And it's because I pressed in. So it changed my destiny. When I was with Yeshua and he was telling me, I was asking him, I was on a theological discussion about the court of the Gentiles and the inner court. And I was almost like, I wasn't complaining, but I was asking Yeshua some questions like, so the closest I can get is the outer court. But I want to be in the inner court with you. I really do. And he just literally said back to me, you know you're allowed to switch, right? You don't have to stay in the court of the Gentiles. You can switch. And I was just like, oh. Now, he didn't tell me that when I gave my life to Yeshua. That's something that came later. He had to tell me that. And this is what we're talking about, right? We put Yah in a box sometimes. We really shouldn't. All right. Where'd I leave off? Oh, he would, by his own convictions, or else he would have slain Yitzhak and said the voice of the angel was actually the voice of the devil. This is the attitude of a fanatic. If you will remain true to Elohim, Elohim will lead you directly through every barrier and right into the inner chamber of the knowledge of himself. But you must always be willing to come to the point of giving up your own convictions and traditional beliefs. Don't ask Elohim to test you. Never declare, as Peter did, that you are willing to do anything, even to go both to prison and death. Abraham did not make any such statements. He simply remained true to Elohim, and Elohim purified his faith. So Elijah, I'm talking about you. I'm going to honor you now. So Elijah has had moments where he's thought about quitting basketball, but he decided to pray about it. So he was willing to let it go. But God said otherwise. Right? And that's a sign of real faith. And it's not just about you, right? It's not all centered around you, right? Because it's about what he wants, right? Even though sometimes those are the same thing, right? And it's beautiful when your heart is in a place that you want the same thing. But what is he telling you to do? And that can change. It's allowed to change. I had a meeting this week about Goshen Place. And people were asking me questions. Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? I was like, then we'll go this way. But the Lord said, people change. If I'm in ministry with you guys, and then you guys go ape wild crazy, I will be in ministry with someone else. Right? Vice versa. If I go ape wild crazy, ain't no one gonna be in here. Maybe some crazy person. But You understand? Things change. People make decisions that cause change. Every one of us have had friends that we probably would have been friends with them our whole life, but then they made choices that we could not be a part of. We could not continue in a relationship with them, and they were going to continue that path. Right. So this is what it's about: is what do you want in the situation? What do you want to do? Sometimes he tells us to move on. Sometimes he tells us to hold on. Just got a word that I got last night. All right. Great job. Homework. Again, don't have to do the homework. What is Elohim asking you to sacrifice in your life? Past and present. What has he done before? What's he asking now? What do you think he's going to ask? Explain how you passed or failed a test, your faith in the past, right? These are things you should think about because it'll help you recognize what's coming, right? When he asked, anyone got an example? He asked to sacrifice something?
I have to do things I did not want to do. Lewis was saying, Lewis was the accounting stuff. These are things I just did not want to do. I was good at it, but I didn't want to do it. But, I did it.
Mine, I'll say, is I walked away from football. You know, that was a childhood dream. And I think there was a window for me to actually play that I missed for whatever, multiple reasons. And it was by choice. I made choices, which were fine. I just shared, I think, with my mother not too long ago. When I made a choice to walk away from football, there's some things he wanted me to do. I didn't know what those things were, but he told me I could still do it if I made the choice to walk away, that it wasn't going to stop my destiny and my purpose. It might be harder, but I was trying to save my marriage, things like that. So it was honorable what I was trying to do. And he said he'd be with me either way. It was up to me. So I walked away from football. And this year he told me I was down at the property and I was looking at it, and I went to sleep and I had a dream. And then in the dream, I was on the Cincinnati Bengals on the sideline preseason. And I literally walked out on the field and kicked a field goal, 3 of them.
You literally what?
Had 3 field goals in the game. And it was so real. I mean, like me talking to you guys, real. And he told me when I woke up, I was praying about why. Because I literally felt like I just kicked an NFL game. It still feels like that. It felt really good because I didn't get a chance to do that, but I thought I was supposed to, right? And had a game winner at the end of the season, the playoffs, all kinds of stuff. Like just happened this year. It was great. It was before the playoff run. And that's actually what happened in the playoff run, which was even extra crazy. But I was there and I'm on the property, and he showed me, he goes, if you would have done that, you would still be here doing this. This property is what I was destining you for and all this other stuff. This is what I've been training you for. And you still would have bought property here because you'd still been in the area of Cincinnati. The difference is you wouldn't be partnering with anyone else. You would have the money to do it. That is the difference. But so, and it's just those little things that I made sacrifices, and at least I could live with myself because of those choices I made.